I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and you're watching and listening to Job Search Radio. I spend time several days a week talking with you about some element of job search because I believe job hunting doesn't have to be as hard, difficult, painful, or take as long as it does. And today I want to answer a question from someone, and it's one of these classic situations for the in-person interview. You go to the interview, you're invited to have a seat, and it feels like you're forgotten about. How long should you wait? How long should you put up with the rude treatment being kept waiting? Great question. And I want to kind of start off with the history of these situations, which I've been in search for more than 40 years before moving into coaching. And I remember waiting for someone with whom I had an appointment. I'd be sitting there for a half hour, bored out of my gourd, because there was nothing to do. You know, you'd sit there, they'd have the annual reports, like you could read the financials of this thing. I'm not an accountant, and we have since learned, of course, how bogus these things are. So what was the point of reading it? They might have a newspaper, or I might have brought one with me, but I've already gone through it because I had the subway ride and the wait. And how much longer am I supposed to put up with this? Well, things have changed a little bit. And I'm not saying to tolerate being abused, but let's say 10 to 15 minutes has gone by. And you had a 1 o'clock appointment, it's 1:15, and you've got something behind this. You have another appointment scheduled, you have some place to be, and you can politely walk over to the reception if that's the scenario that you're in, and simply say, I had a 1 o'clock, it's 1:15 now, I have an appointment behind this. Do you have a sense of how long this is going to be before I'll actually have the chance to speak with so-and-so? No, I don't. Let me check. They come back out. And once they come back out and they tell you how long it is, you've got a decision to make. Now, if you're out of work, well, sit there and tough it out. Because if you don't have something behind this, well, let me first start off with, if you do have something behind this, you have the choice as to whether or not you just want to reschedule because you've got another appointment. You just can't sit there forever. If you don't have something, you don't tell them that you've got something behind this. Don't lie to them. Very simply say, it's about 1:15 now. I had a 1 o'clock. Do you have an idea how much longer this is going to be? And then after that, whatever the answer is, go back to your phone and answer emails, hang out on whatever sites you like to, keep yourself mentally engaged. Because the real thing in the waiting game was about the mental engagement. And it was hard to perform at a high level on an interview when you had nothing to do and you're just bored out of your gourd. You're sitting there for a half hour with the last 15 minutes looking out the window, staring at the traffic, and you're suddenly going, Jesus. And it's like you're mentally distracted. You're off your game. If you're going to wait, stay mentally engaged, but not so focused on your phone or your iPad or whatever you're staring at, that you don't pay attention when someone comes in to greet you. You always want to be ready that as soon as you see them coming in, you're flipping your buds out. You're going right into the interview mode, and there's no delay, no hesitation. If you can't do that, reschedule. If you can do that, hang out there for a little bit longer and then politely ask to be rescheduled. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, I hope you give the show 5 stars on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you're watching or listening to this show. And if we're not connected on LinkedIn, send a connection request to me at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. Mention that you listen to the show because I love hearing from folks who are watching and being helped by the show. I also want to mention that this is something new on Facebook. I used to direct people to send me an email if they had a question. But on Facebook, if you want to send me a message through Messenger or through my page, which is No BS Coaching Advice, I may not get to it right away, but you can send me a question that you have about your job search, about hiring, about some element of life, the universe, and everything. I'd be happy to help you. Hope you have a great day. Take care.